How you doing, folks? Papa Joe. Oh, it's late of the night. Slept a couple hours up. Been a rough couple weeks. Was thinking about that survival stuff I've been posting on. Dadgummit nigga, you got me thinking about it, honey. A lot of this I have been doing for quite a while, so I'm having to back up a little bit, think about what I need to be telling y'all. Watch a few of the videos to show me what I might have forgot. Made a little list. We was mentioning fishing hooks and line and rabbits and chickens to get you some meat. I mean, it's easy to stash away the beans and the rice and the noodles. But we're Americans. We like meat. So that's what the fishing hooks and all that was about. Now, if you're into doing this, I'm sure you've got you a few weapons stashed. Good 22. You can kill rabbits, squirrels. You can kill a deer with it if you know what you're doing. It's against the law, but the times we're talking about, I doubt if you'd be worried about the law, you'd be worried about feeding the family. But what if it's the worst case scenario and you need to do a little bit of hunting and you don't want the other folks to know where you're at? But if everybody's starving and they hear you shoot, they're liable to start coming around to see if you just shot a deer or something. So you might not want them to know that you did. Well, I can't build a snare, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it looks pretty easy on TV, on the shows, but I can't do it. And I know this ain't the best light, but it's late at night. It's a truck, it ain't a studio. What about getting you a crossbow? Now, you have to check what state you're in to see if it's legal or not and make that call if that's a good option for you. What about a good slingshot? I haven't got one, but I've been talking about it for the last couple months. You know, they've come a long ways. I've seen a YouTube about the world's greatest slingshot guy, and his is made out of a little tree limb. He's an older fella, a little older than me, and he's good, but I'm thinking about getting one of them that go around your wrist, you know, it's got the brace, because I ain't got the best hands they've been operated on. But I was thinking about slingshot. A little bit of practice, or maybe a whole lot of practice, you know, bust out a squirrel or a rabbit or something with it. Well, you know the story of David and Goliath. He took out a giant with one. So that wasn't a slingshot, but it was a sling. But a couple little options there. Some more stuff for your gear and everything don't have to fit in them buckets. A couple of tarps. And what I'll tell you about the tarps is you really need to look at them hard. The blue ones, the cheap ones, they're really not water resistant at all. The green ones, the green and the brown or something like that, that's why I'm saying check it out yourself. The green ones are more water resistant. They're not waterproof, but they're more water resistant. Maybe a couple of tarps stashed around. They make pretty good lean-to. And if you get the water resistant kind and you take that nylon rope I was talking about, tie it between a couple of trees and run that tarp down, you can make a fairly decent lean-to out of it. You know, tie the bottom off to a couple other trees, whatever. Which is why I was telling you throw some rope in there. You never know when you need rope. By the same means, get you some string. Regular old cotton string. You know, the old kite string. Whatever. throw some string somewhere in one of them buckets. You never know. Could come in handy. A roll of plastic. You can go to the lumber stores and get the construction grade of plastic, and you never know. You know, that might be what you wind up making your tarp out of, or your tent out of. You might need it to cover up your supplies. You just never know what you could use that plastic for. And if you leave it in the box that it comes in and stash it indoors, it ought to last for a long time. Along with, since we're on the plastic, I bought some different trash bags here and there. From the small ones, you know, for your tall kitchen trash can, all the way up to them big old black rascals for the 55-gallon drum type stuff, or your big trash can outside, whatever they are. But I bought some different size plastic bags stashed here and there. You never know what you could use them for. And if you're not staying in the house, you might need a way of keeping your stuff dry. Might need a way of keeping you dry. You can't take one of them plastic trash bags, the big ones, and make raincoat out of it if you got to. Personal protection, I'm not going to go into that other than to say, yeah, you need some. I don't advocate violence at all. I do advocate self-protection. I don't suggest you going out and hurting people just because you can or whatever. But I'm a firm believer in protecting yourself. Don't let them hurt you. So you draw your own conclusions on what you need to do there. You know your situation. Let's see. Some basic tools. Have some basic tools somewhere stashed in those buckets. Phillips screwdriver and a straight screwdriver, a pair of pliers, crescent wrench. You never know. If you're trying to forge and scavenge some stuff, you might have to take a little bit of stuff apart to get something that you need, or to make something you need. Well, while you're at it, why not throw you a few of them old drywall screws in there? A couple nuts and bolts here and there don't hurt. And yeah, that's why I say you need several buckets, and you just need to add a little bit here and there, you know, unless you just put together a 5-gallon bucket of BS stuff like this. But some basic tools. You know, you try to think ahead of what you might need. First aid stuff. I never even touched on it. You know, some of the triple antibiotic ointment. Whatever you think you need. Some Tylenol, some aspirin, some baby aspirins if you got babies. Some Band-Aids. Gauze, tape, the medical wrapping tape, whatever fancy first aid tape they call it. Now you'll think this is goofy, I'm sure. But, you know, you're setting up for worst case scenarios. What if you're doing this stuff and somebody really gets hurt bad? Okay? You know, maybe they chop a finger off. Whatever. Okay? What are you going to do? Hopefully you know some first aid. But do you know what one of the best blood absorbers is? Tampons. Or Tampax. The pad. The woman's pad. You know, it wouldn't hurt to have a couple of them in your first aid stuff. You know, the gauze is not made to absorb blood, really. You know, it's made to hold the medicine on and protect it from outside dirt and stuff. So, put that old rascal on there, tape it on. Sounds goofy, but think about it. Ain't so goofy now, is it? Let's see, what else did I put on here? Oh, yeah. Can't believe I forgot that one. In your buckets, about some seasonings. We talked about the salt for salting your meat. About a little bit of table salt and some pepper, whatever you like. Salt can make a lot of food go down, but it tastes like not so good before. Salt and pepper. If you're into hot sauce, throw you a hot sauce in there, whatever. But think about some seasonings to throw in them buckets. And that's all I've got on my list. But, you know, I'm not trying to scare people or nothing like that. I do believe in being ready. And I started this a long time ago just because where the wife and I lived, we was right there where hurricanes came in a lot. And look what happened at Katrina. You know, there was a lot of stupid stuff that came down. And a lot of people got awful hungry and thirsty before it was over with. Because they wasn't prepared. Because that can't happen to me. It only happens to that other guy over there. Well, the other guy became me there for some of them. But just another little update. A few more thoughts for you there. Hope this helps you out a little bit. Hope you've got something out of these. Hope you enjoyed them. Like the video. Hit the like button on the video, please. Share it. Subscribe to it. Share the word a little bit. But mostly, get prepared. On whatever level you deem necessary. Get prepared. At least have enough to carry you and the family through for a few days. Think about it, that if something happens, power grid goes down, whatever, think about it enough where you've got something stashed and a way to prepare food and water and shelter for, say, a week. It won't cost you that much to set it up. And if you don't ever need it, you won't lose that much money. If you ever need it, it's worth more money than you got. So just be prepared, folks. At least for a week. I know you love your family. I know you want to take care of them. Well, here's a bug in your ear, a thought in your head. Sit up, take care of your family. And you know, it wouldn't hurt to have a Bible in that bucket either, would it? God bless y'all. Remember, God loves you and so do I. You have a blessed evening, and I hope you don't ever need any of this survival stuff you put together. But I hope you have it if you do. Good night.